Hello everyone, I'm Paul Ferguson. Richard Beaupre is here. We are live for this game between USA and the Czech Republic. We're waiting for the teams to come out on the ice now, and we're looking forward to a really fast moving game. The Americans have a lot of firepower from the National Hockey League, as do the Czechs. A lot of guys with international experience. The Czechs have lost Roman Hamrlik, the youngster from Tampa Bay. In the first game, he hurt his leg and he's out. He's already had an operation. But the Czechs are still very, very strong. The referee is from Switzerland, Mr. Moore. And as I said, Bobs, we're looking for something special from these two teams, aren't we?
These are two of the top teams in the tournament. They're definitely going to be near the top of their group, fighting it out to see who can get into the medals here. The Czech Republic, they've got so much talent up front. The Americans are going to have to play disciplined hockey defensively. The U.S. have come in here with some goal scorers of their own, as we've said before. That's been a question mark in the past, but not with this team. The U.S. can really bang the puck in the goal. He scored 12 goals in 2 games.
Looking at the Czech Republic lineup, Petr Bříza, one of the best goaltenders, has been for so many years. On defense, Mečiar has really impressed me, but what about Rosinski, Zemlička, and Baranek? These guys have a nice understanding.
Watch that line, 13, 24, 29, 3 excellent ice hockey players for the Czech Republic.
Kuchera, Janečky, also working well together. Guy Hebert has, after a shaky start, that one period against the Norwegians, has looked very, very sharp, playing some good hockey for the Americans. Willonen has been strong on defense, McSween, but the big line is that Lindsay, Young, and Waite line. They really have been flying.
Doug Waite has been taking control of a lot of situations. Young and Lindsay worked very hard. A couple of other line changes seem to help the Americans, as Danton Cole has been playing with Podine. Their games have picked up. Right off the plane, Craig Janney played very nicely with number 12, Tim Sweeney, in his first game, seeing action with Sweeney on the same line.
Teams line up on the blue line, and the captains go and exchange pennants or buttons, and we're getting set for this one. And as we said, a lot of good hockey players on both teams. The two Kucheras, Frantisek on defense and Yuri up front, really have impressed me. For the Czech Republic team, Dolezal has been a hard worker. Borak and Dopita, nice understanding out there, along with Kastak. So everyone is starting to gel as this competition gets on in days and into the second round.
Hebert has handled the action for the Americans. Bříza and Turek have both had a shot for the Czech Republic.
The Americans have backup in Les Kuntar and David Littman. Ron Wilson is the American coach. He has support from Tim Army and Walt Kyle. Lou Nanny is the general manager. Nanny coming back after a long absence from hockey. Talked into taking the position of general manager, and he accepted without hesitation, and it's good to see him here.
Both teams will want to get off to a quick start. The Americans have not come out quickly against the French and the Norwegians. They didn't play a great first period. They're going to have a strong 3 periods of play against this Czech Republican team.
Janečky breaks to the left side. The Czechs playing from left to right. Beers goes along the boards, and that trickles out of the zone. The Americans will know they're in a game once they play the Czech Republic. Bříza reaches out for that one, but the whistle blows as Bill Lindsay goes for a skate. Lindsay, Young, and Waite go to the bench. Danton Cole against Dopito. Deep in U.S. territory. Dopito drops that back. Serban is high. Shot from a sharp angle. Misses the net, and it goes all the way back, and Serban taps it in. Chambers hard in the corner. Dopito springs it out in the circle. Kastak. Shot right on the target. Dopito gets a stick on it, and Chambers takes it away and smothers it. Surson tries to poke it free, but the whistle blows. Everyone's standing around looking at Moore, the Swiss referee.
Chambers and Beers have a good understanding of where each other are around the front of their own goal. They've been playing together from the start of these games. Chambers not impressed as he picks his stick up and goes to the penalty box. The Americans baffled as to how he got a penalty on the play.
You could see the look on the defenseman behind the red line as Moore started to race towards the penalty box.
It's a discretionary call by the ref as to how long the player's on the puck, how it got under him, and what is he doing about it.
I really don't agree with that one, but that's a call by the official in the early stages of this one. Serban still out there. Dances along the blue, gets it over to Kuchera, who feeds it in. Serban moves up on the hash marks. Big shot comes in. Hebert's there. Kuchera letting that fly from 60 feet out. And McSween got it away. Serban lays it off. Kastak wants to drop it back. Surson moves out in front. Dopito. Surson and Kastak. Surson shot. Oh, big shot. Hebert got a piece of that, but I really don't think he knew about it.
Just a piece of it, Paul. That was ripped at him.
The Czechs moving quickly in this first period. Power play situation. Beers goes back, and that's rattled off the boards. Held in by Mechiar. Mechiar and Baranek. Baranek now looking for a give and go. Mechiar calls for it. Baranek takes it back at the red line. Mechiar and Baranek again teaming up to click with the passes. Baranek lets a shot go, and Neaton got a piece of it. Deflect that away. Shot comes in. Mechiar getting a piece of that, but the goaltender was there. Zemlichka threw it around the net, and the Czechs throw the puck around nicely. This time it's cleared all the way down the ice.
Pass not getting through to Zemlichka. The Americans cutting it off along the boards. Quick to send the puck down the ice, and another stoppage in play has people wondering what is going on. Even the Czechs look confused on this call.
Face-off will be in neutralized territory as the penalty was called.
Both teams off to shaky starts. The officials trying to get themselves into this game. Rusinski going for slashing away from the play.
Waite tries to poke that through, and he does. Janechki gets back in a hurry along the boards. Janechki being hassled by Waite, drops it behind his own goal. Kuchera breaks to the far side. That's laid off in front of the net, and the Czechs with the long pass right up the wing. All the way back to Kadlec. Kadlec neatly passes it over, and Holland took the shot. Kuchera's manhandled out front as Hebert hangs onto it. Good stuff from the Czech Republic in the early stages of this period.
Hebert looked a little shaky at the start of the Norwegian game. He's come out ready to play in this one. He's made a couple of good saves already and has had most of the action coming at him.
The Americans really haven't got into their stride yet, but the Czechs are flying, getting a lot of shots on Hebert. Riza not yet tested. Kuchera steps into the face-off circle. This one is live on Eurosport as the Americans finally get their full complement of players out there. Jani taps that away from Kuchera. Beers. 5 seconds on the U.S. penalty as McSween mixes it up right at the boards. The Americans are back at full strength. Rusinski still in the box for the Czech Republic. Jani working with Sweeney. Kuchera. Good move by Kuchera. Ran out of places to go. Jani now taps it forward, looking for the return pass. Gets it. Danton Cole was out front. The pass didn't come his way. And Kuchera, Yuri, gets it back. Loose puck in front. Back in the net. Sweeney was right there. Jani and Cole. Sweeney with the shot. It seemed to go in slow motion.
Kuchera, the forward, that is, number 14, Yuri Kuchera, doesn't make many mistakes, but he gets victimized here. Him and Kadlec trying to get back into the play. Bodies flying around the front of the goal. Sweeney coming into the action right on the backhand, puts it over everybody, and the first American goal is in the net as Danton Cole goes flying into the net.
Play really did seem to slow down there, and a lot of players just stood around watching. Richter, long shot on Breeza. So the Americans score against the run of play out there. Back on the attack. The Czechs looking for that quick break. Surson, the shot wide of the target. Hill goes after his man on the far side of the rink, and the Americans start to get physical. Surson drops it off with the blue. Hebert gets the pad on it. Richter takes a poke. Hebert goes up and gloves it down. Surson almost got chopped in half with that swinging stick by Richter.
Things get tough when the puck is flipping around in the air. Sticks were all up over the shoulders. Somebody about to be beheaded, but fortunately everybody watching what was going on. The referee making the call, keeping the face-off right in American territory.
Voronek steps in. Chiavaglia steps out. Voronek has time to get the official's phone number in there as Rusinski tries to move it along. Chiavaglia taps it forward, and Chambers gets it up on the wing. The Americans working with Beers on the far side. Beers taps it over and goes along the wing all the way down into Czech territory. Voronek frees it up and gets it back on the D. Play moving quickly as the Czechs try to get out. Chance now right in front. Good stuff. Chiavaglia took the shot, and boy did he let it go, but Breezy was there. Another loose puck in front as 19 Lilly moves into the frame. Back on the attack now. Voronek. Voronek tries to go around the far side, and he's taken out of the play. And we have a charging or cross-checking penalty rather coming up.
Chiavaglia and Lazaro, we're going to see that play in front of Breeza earlier in their sleep. They were in there 2-on-0. The puck getting over to Lazaro, back to Chiavaglia. Great reflexes by Petr Breeza. John Lilly going to the penalty box for cross-checking. The Czech Republic with a man advantage for 2 minutes.
Petr Tekel is out on the ice for the first time as we see Voronek trying to work his way in. That didn't work. Kuchera goes into the face-off circle deep in USA territory. Janechki takes a slice at that, but that eludes the defenseman, and we have another whistle on the play as the Czechs race back, and the officials.
Puck batted down with a high stick. The Czechs questioning the call once again. The face-off will stay in Czech territory.
The officials, I was about to say, calling everything out there, and why not? That's their job.
We give them a lot of stick, but it's a job I personally wouldn't want.
Hodin gets set as that's cleared back, and McSween tries to take out Janechki. Janechki drops it back, thrown up on the wing to Kuchera. Podine swings his stick at him. Holland tried to tap it forward, and Cole got it out of the zone. Cole doing a good job with Burke. Burke has room to move and gets it all the way down the ice. Excellent stuff from the Americans, skating with the Czechs out there. They lead it 1-0. Hill finds some space and shoots it all the way down the ice. Poland with Kadlec back on the D. A little tip forward. Janecki at the blue. Takes a big chop from Beers. Puck still in the zone. Beers muscles into the corner. Kuchera is there. Beers flips that away, but the Czechs still hang on to it. Sweeney goes after his man. It's popped back into the corner. Beers is there too. And the Czechs throw it around, but the Americans won't mind. They're killing off this penalty themselves. 1 minute on the power play. Janecki got it back to Kadlec. Back to Janecki, back to Kadlec. One-time shot right in there. Kuchera's there, and then he's knocked down. Chambers came in from behind as Hebert held his ground.
It's never going to be easy around the front of the goal. Kuchera had one quick little sniff. He couldn't put it away and was quickly dropped in front of Hebert. Beers and Chambers making sure one quick little chance is all that Kuchera gets. Puck ends up with Hebert, and the faceoff will stay to the left of goaltender Guy Hebert.
Again, we saw a shot coming from the point with very little force, but that wasn't the idea. Just get it in there because there was so much traffic. It could deflect, it could be tipped, could just be screened. Serban. Serban elects to go to his right, back on the attack now. Dopita takes it into the corner, and the Americans get it as far as the blue. Good stop there by Serban. Serban working well as Surson picks it up. Back to Serban. This guy's been around for a while. He's got a lot of international experience. Serban breaks for the net. Comes up to the hash marks. Dopita got it back. Kuchera gets it over. Shot comes in. Deflected away. Kostak really got a piece of that. And Kuchera running interference. Serban. 5 seconds on the power play. Surson shot. Rebound. Hebert makes the save as Lilly comes in. Kostak drops it to the side of the net. The Americans are back at full strength. Still pressure here as Dopita. Sharp angle. Dopita got it in. Lilly on the far side. Hill is out there, but Lilly falls, and the Czechs hang on to it. They're trying to get a change of personnel. The Americans set it up with a shot from way back of the blue. Tako gets a piece of that. He hasn't seen a lot of action at international level, but the coach Linka is giving him a chance against the Americans. That comes deep. Icing is the call.
The Czechs needed to complete the change. Dopita had been out there a long time, working hard with Surson. The power play had ended. And now the Czechs can sort things out. Zemlichka, Baranek, Brusinski making their way out onto the ice.
Beers and Chambers had been out there for a long time as well. Wait. Baranek drops that back, and that goes over to Wade along the boards. Wade wins the battle with Rusinski rather. Lindsay is dropped, and Rusinski picks up the puck. Zemlichka starts up quickly, breaks into the center of the ice, hits the red line, passes it up on the line, looks for the return pass from Baranek. That doesn't come. Rusinski letting the shot go. Beers back on the ice, flips it all the way down the ice. Icing is the call.
A couple of very offensive lines matched up against each other. Doug Waite's line going up against Josef Baranek's line.
Most of the action has been in the U.S. zone, but if you've just joined us, there's the score line. Kuchera gets set against Jani. Jani continues to win those faceoffs. McSween picks it up, flips it to the far side as Kuchera goes in hard, and the Americans get it out with Jani on the puck. Jani flipping it over. Sweeney rather calls for it and gets it in the corner. Jani now taps it up. Sweeney, a lot of space, gets it right out front. Breeze is there, the loose puck. And Sacco behind the net works hard with Sweeney. The Czechs coming out now with 3 players hitting the red line. Janecki's back pass goes into the corner. Kuchera elects to go back, and that comes up to Sweeney. Wolanin along the boards. Jani tapped it into neutralized territory. The Americans and the Czechs changing on the fly, where the Americans caught, shot from a sharp angle. Loose puck is right there. Dopita tries to get it in from a sharp angle. No goal. Neaton cleared away. They score this time! Catlets! Big shot. Goaltender down.
It was just a matter of time. The puck was loose. Hebert was down. He wasn't going to be able to come up with it. Catlets just watched patiently, stepped in from the blue line and drilled it as it came to his stick.
A moment earlier, Dopita almost had it from a sharp angle.
Very sharp angle. Dopita ran out of room, but the puck stayed in play. The Czechs didn't give up on it, and they've tied the score. On the move, Kastak going in. Action continues. Hebert sprawled out. Dopita going close. He's behind the goal line when he shoots the puck. Wolanin only clears it as far as Kadlec, and he sends that one home.
Puck along the boards, and the Czechs fire it all the way out into the American zone. And McSween dumps it deep. Podine races in hard. Podine misses a check. Cole covers up, gives it to Podine. Podine now from the corner, tries to get it out front. That took a weird bounce. Taker moves in. Podine is there with the big chop. Bourque now muscles. Bourque gets a hit and gives one to Taker. Bourque looking to get it around right in front. And that just didn't work for Cole. Cole was cruising right through the crease. Bourque goes back in and lays the shoulder in. Neaton lets the shot go, and that goes off the plexi. This game really has picked up a gear. Another shot comes in. Hill got a piece of that, and Briza, well out of his net, takes a little poke as Taker goes in to provide a little cover a little too late.
Takel's only had a couple of shifts, but he'll go back to the bench. Very loose after this one. Bourque slammed him a couple of times during the shift. Bourque not taking any stick off Takel behind the net.
Linka is not a happy man right now. The officials still trying to keep these players apart. Rusinski sits. 1-1 the score. Sweeney got the USA goal. Kadlec for the Czech Republic. Lilly goes over and has a few words. I'm sure Rusinski understands him. He plays his hockey in Quebec.
What do you make of this Lilly guy?
He's a typical American hockey player, isn't he, folks?
Gee, thanks a lot, Paul.
Lilly is a very pumped up player. We like the way he plays when he plays his game. He's physical, he's aggressive, he never stops skating. And Ron Wilson sends him out there when he wants things to happen.
Neaton sitting in the penalty box for the U.S. The referee still trying to sort things out. Going to want to get control of this game. Things can easily get away from him between these two teams. Neither team shy for the stick work and the rough stuff. Linka screaming from the Czech bench earlier. He wasn't happy with what he saw out on the ice.
Neaton, with 2 goals in his competition so far, has put the Cleveland Lumberjacks on the map.
The Czechs are still boycotting the situation. They have to send a man to the penalty box, and they are not abiding by the rules of the referee right now. They're taking their sweet time, and they better be careful because Lincoln's going to get another 2 minutes if he doesn't calm down. Well, could Rusinski have gone any slower over to the penalty box? He sat on the bench and had a sandwich and a drink of lemonade for about a couple of minutes, adjusted his hair, and then he made his way over.
Scott Young tried to get on that, but Holland took it away. Waite goes into shadow, and the game is now back in motion. 1-1 the score after the fracas deep in Czech territory. Scott Young chases Holland deep. Kadlec takes a hit from Young. Waite chasing now. Midway point through the period. Both teams with a man in the box. Back on the attack. Dolezal works in front as Holland takes the shot. Hebert makes the save, and Janecki watches that go by. Young taken out of the play. Waite goes in to help out. Janecki gets it back, and the puck bobbles all the way down the ice. Briza has to come out to slow it down. Holland Kadlec. Pace has slowed down here, but the long pass is a good one. Janecki lets it fire. And the Americans come back on the attack with Janney dropping it back. McSween is right up there to provide a little interference. Janney was cruising and the shot came from Sweeney, but Briza got in front of it.
Greg Janney and Tim Sweeney continue to impress together. These guys are so patient with the puck. They hold on to it. They look for each other all the time. Sweeney taking a shot through a crowd. Briza keeping his concentration.
McSween is so clever. He went up there. He could see that Sweeney wanted to take the shot, so he goes in front and tries to clear a path, provides a little screen. Good stuff. All that from a defenseman.
McSweeney does like to get does like to get involved in the offense.
Janney got it back. It's in the net! Briza says, where does that come from?
Oh, what a goal. Look at the smiles on the faces of the Americans. The only guy I can assure you who is not pleased is Briza. He is steaming in the net. That puck came out of nowhere. It looked like somebody threw it out of the crowd into the goal.
It started with Janney getting the draw. McSween let the shot go. It's up in the air. It's down. It's in the net. Janney says yes.
Briza says, no way, I'm not sure about this one. Look at that goal. It looked like they were playing with a Super Ball out there for a minute.
Briza did not like that at all. Zemlichka with the puck.
Paul, they might as well credit you with that goal.
Voronek into center ice. Kuchera took the shot. McSween. Long pass up. Zemlichka grabs it. Zemlichka takes the shot. And Hebert somehow grabbed that. Two to one the score now. The Americans with that freak goal soak up the pressure once again, with Hebert coming up with a save. Luanen takes a break. Long shot well wide of the target as the Czechs set it up yet again. Podine grabs that in neutralized territory, flips it over. Cole breaks on the right. Coming up to the 12-minute mark as Chambers swipes that into the zone. Briza flips it all the way around to the far side. 2-1 the score. The Americans leading this in the first period. It really has been an eventful period. Shot goes in. Hebert, a piece of that. Cole on the far wing. Cole has trouble getting it out of the zone. Loose puck is there, and it goes through a crowd with Burke once again muscling. Hebert comes up with a glove on the puck.
You can bet with the last goal that the Americans scored that Hebert, watching from his end of the ice, said that to himself, anything bouncing my way, I'm going to take extra special care of. Cole unable to clear the zone. The Czechs keeping the pressure right on the Americans. Bodies right in front of goaltender Hebert. He did well to hold on to that one.
Hill goes into position as Kuchera waits for the faceoff. That goes all the way back to the blue. Holen takes a wicked shot. Rebound comes off Hebert. Janecki right in front. And Kadlec has to get back in a hurry. Podine. Burke. Podine. Podine rattles it off the boards, looking for the return pass and gets it from Burke. Burke now with Cole. Cole drops it back to the blue. And the shot didn't go all the way in as that bounces out of the zone. Kuchera goes in quickly. Cole wants it and gets it. Little protection there from Beers. Beers now for USA. Kuchera stays on him. Beers puts in a big punch on Janecki. Kuchera moves in too, and the Czechs throw their weight around as well as the Americans in the corner. Kadlec. Kuchera. Holen. A lazy shot wide of the target. Janecki tries to get it out front. Cole watches that as it goes along to Lilly. Lilly watches it as it goes high and will have another face-off. And again, we see the USA struggle a little in their own zone as they try to settle down to play defensive hockey.
Bob Beers trying to talk the referee into a penalty call. It isn't going to work. The referee is telling him to just keep playing hockey. The action had gone into the corner. Beers felt that he was grabbed. Beers with a great right hand, getting the bear paw out and flattening the Czech forward.
Nothing subtle about that. Giovaglia lost out on that one as it shot right back into the zone. Lazaro tries to grab it in the corner. Surson working with Kastak. Kastak, Surson, Dopita lays it off. Shot come in close. Hebert, good save as he came out. Puck not away. Kuchera, František Kuchera, roughed up on the far side, and the Americans under pressure here. Surson looking to do the wraparound. Now elects to go out front to the far side to Kuchera, but that didn't work.
Good pressure again by the Czechs.
Lilly spins by the goal, and Kuchera gets it out of the zone. The Czechs coming down. This is a physical, chippy game. Surson now with a chance to shoot. Lets it ride. Hebert closed that one down, and the Americans slow it down and try to bring it out of the zone. Up on the wing, Lazaro drops it off nicely to McSween. McSween coming down hard. Zemlichka falls. McSween rather continues on his way. McSween again throws it to the far side. Loose puck right in front. Lazaro along with Young now. Young, Zemlichka. Zemlichka's got good speed. Lays it up on the right side. Baranek takes a hit from McSween, who got back quickly onto the D. Baranek continues, a big chop on him. McSween moves in a position on Zemlichka, and that comes back to the D. Tako took the shot, deflected out, and the Americans change on the fly.
Americans trying to get the lines together. Danton Cole coming on for the U.S.
Lindsay, weight is dumped. Janecki shoots it away, but the Americans will pick it up in the corner. Good stuff from both teams in this first period of this hockey game. Chambers taps it all the way in. Lindsay fed it to Young. Waite chasing now as the Czechs get back on the attack. Kuchera, the drop pass. And Kuchera moved in with that puck. Offside is the call.
Finally a stoppage in play. Things going crazy for a while. Good end-to-end action from both teams. Kuchera's line will stay out. The Americans can finally adjust things and get everybody back in place together.
The Swiss referee taking charge of this one right from the opening face-off. Hebert comes out and slows it down. The Americans start to circle. Janecki and Kuchera forechecking. The Czechs trying to double team as that goes all the way down the ice off of Jani. Icing is the call. The Czechs not afraid of getting caught with two men forward.
They were forcing the play. The Americans tried to open things up by going for the long pass. It was off Jani's skate, but it was on the wrong side of the center red line. Had I hit him on the other side, it would have been offside. So take your pick. We would have had a whistle.
Ivan Linka seems to have settled down. The veins that were popping out of his forehead are back in place. Jani wins the draw. Jani has been winning those draws against Kuchera. Janecki tries to bring it out front. Jani runs into him. Janecki picks up the puck. Kuchera runs into Jani. A little interference out there, and play continues. Jani, Sweeney drops it back. Jani takes the shot from a sharp angle. Sweeney is there. Sacco moves in.
Pressure on Hebert very quickly. It comes right back to Briza. Close call. The Czechs trying to get back into position. Sweeney laying it off. Jani looking for the shot. With the bodies coming close to him, it ends up back on the stick of Sweeney, who just ran out of room.
In their first game, the Czechs beat in their first game, the Czechs tied the Finns 4-4 and then beat the French 5-2. Czech Republic back on the attack. Long pass to the far side. Hill unable to slow that one down, but Hebert throws it out. Final 4 minutes of the first period. Podine races down. Serban. Brise out of his net, gives it to Surson. Surson tries to chop it away from Podine and Cole, and that comes out to Kastak. Kastak leaves it. Frantisek Kuchera throws it in, and Podine gets back in a hurry for the U.S. Good two-way hockey from both clubs out there. Bourque and Cole. Cole in the corner, Bourque out front. That rides all the way down into neutralized territory. The Americans changing on the fly. Pass up to the blue line. Neaton brings it in as far as the hash marks. He falls and tries to get back in a position. The Czechs now have completed their change. Well, they're doing it again. Quick change from the Czechs. 2 quick changes out there. And play continues in neutralized territory. Lazaro wanted that. Chiavaglia. Lilly tries to work it out front. Loose puck is there. Bouncing. Brise goes down. They score! Chiavaglia.
One of the grinder lines for the Americans. Lilly, Chiavaglia getting themselves into the play. Lilly throwing the puck to the front of the goal. Lazaro doing some good hard work, taking most of the bodies with him. The puck is there for Chiavaglia, and he puts it behind goaltender Brise. Chiavaglia did a good job to stay with the puck. Got a skate on it. It was bouncing around. He had the time to put it away, and he did just that.
Well, the Americans are looking to improve on their 6th place finish in the '93 World Championships, and right now they're on fire. Kuchera brings it up, tries to get around Wolanin. The shot comes in. A good start from the Americans as Waite throws it up. Lindsay breaks in quickly after the shot by Young. That bounces all the way back to McSween. McSween tries to get it in. Waite gets a stick on that and deflects it away. Wolanin deep in his own zone. Wolanin takes his time as the Americans work it up through neutralized territory. Lindsay, the return pass, a shot in there, and again Brise lost it. Young and Lindsay working well together. Brise still hasn't got a clue where that puck is.
Doug Waite, the guy who's generally buzzing around on the ice, stood in the slot area waiting to see what was going to happen as he saw his 2 line mates go through a good spell together. Lindsay and Young moving the puck back and forth nicely. Brise possibly going to be taking this puck back to the Czech Republic with him. Nobody seems to know where it is. It's in his equipment somewhere. Finally, it's dug out of there by the linesman.
Janney with time ticking down. That's gone to Serban. Serban puts it up on the left wing. Sacco races back, flipped all the way into USA territory. The Americans setting up the defense now as Chambers picks it up. Chambers looking for Sacco, elects to go up to number 12, Tim Sweeney. Pushed into the corner. The Americans are throwing the puck around nicely, and it looks like from time to time that the Czechs are losing their way. They looked really powerful at the start of this period, but the USA seem to have the momentum right now. Sacco pressuring in the corner. Kuchera flips it around. Dopita was the intended receiver, and that missed him. Chambers to the far side of the rink. Beers taps it up. Both teams going for a change. Cole gets on Takel. Chambers gives that away in neutralized territory. Baranek feeds it over. Rusinski on the far side of the ice. Chambers gets the stick in there. Cole is there too, and that's out of the zone. Rusinski up now to Mechiar. Mechiar lays it in for Baranek, and that doesn't work. He's got Cole all over him. Close checking game. Final minute of the period. Mechiar fed it through. Zemlichka got a touch, and the Americans on the far side of the rink get the momentum down the wing. All the way down the ice, and the officials letting it go even though it was shot well before the red line. Mechiar, long clearance, not a good one. Both teams changing again.
Kuchera fresh off the bench. A pass from Mechiar was ahead of him, icing the call. The Czechs can complete their change. The Americans had done most of it on the fly. Chambers and Beers go to the bench for a well-deserved rest. Sean Hill out to replace them. Hill playing with McSween.
Kuchera gives instructions before he steps into the circle. Giavaglia wins the draw. Hill fakes the first shot and just taps it into the corner. Time ticking down on the first period. McSween can't trap it. Janecki gets it and throws it over into center. The Czechs now coming back quickly. Good stuff from Hill as he trapped that right of the blue, and the play continues in neutral ice territory. Kuchera picks it up on the blue line, tries to work his way along the boards. He's dumped. Giavaglia watches that and waits for the pass. It doesn't come his way. Janecki is in there. Janecki sidesteps one man, 4 seconds. Kuchera, can he get the shot away? That's too late as the whistle blows and the buzzer goes to end the first period. 3-1 the score. An excellent period for the USA as they picked up 3 goals on Briza. Kadlec, the big defenseman wearing number 5, was the only person able to score for the Czech Republic.
The Czechs are working hard, but the Americans have looked very impressive in this first period. They are really sticking the puck in the goal. Possibly the notes haven't been taken from the Olympic Games. Goal scoring was a bit of a problem, and defensively they lacked some discipline. They've got good disciplined defensemen over now from the NHL, and the guys up front are really doing the job.
Well, the Czech Republic came out firing on all cylinders, but they seem to drop back in a shell at the end of the period, but really don't count them out. They have so much talent. They'll be back. We're going to be back with more action from the second period in just a moment, so stay with us. Welcome back. We are live, waiting for the USA and the Czech Republic to come out of the dressing room. The officials are out on the ice. 3-1 is the score.
The Czechs out shooting the Americans in the first period. A good period by Guy Hebert in the American goal. A couple of lucky bounces for the U.S. around Petra Briza. They have a 2-goal lead, but the Americans have really applied a lot of pressure on the Czechs, and they're playing good hockey.
The Czechs are capable of quick breaks at any time, so as we mentioned at the close of the first period, don't count them out. They've got good goaltending, strong defense, and up front so many excellent playmakers and goal scorers. The Americans, though, really have impressed me in this competition. They're playing intelligent hockey. They're staying out of the penalty box. They're not getting involved in that chippy style of hockey that we're so used to seeing them play. And they're throwing the puck around just like Europeans do, taking the body as we would expect, and making some pretty plays and some very, very pretty goals.
There are a few guys back from the Olympic team, guys like Giavaglia and Lilly, a few of them, Lazaro, getting action on this World Championship team, but it really is a different look team all the way around with the NHLers that have been added. We've got some good experienced guys coming back into the lineup from the U.S. and some good playmakers and goal scorers. It really is a totally different team.
From time to time, the commitment from those coming from the NHL is in question. They've had a long season, and really, is it just a chance to see Europe, or are they really here to play hockey? But these guys are here to play hockey. Every NHLer that we've seen in this competition is giving 100%, and they're entertaining the people coming out to see these games. It'll tip up on the wing as Dolezal, Kuchera tries to dance his way around the defense, and that's flipped all the way down the ice. Kadlec moving quickly up on the left wing, gives it, or the right wing rather, gives it to Kuchera. Kuchera tried to free that up to Janecki. Waite has got Lindsay. Waite takes it into the corner. Lindsay is there. Young waiting out front. Lindsay is dropped down, and that's just flipped out of the zone, and the Americans with McSween gather it. Flipped all the way up. That took a deflection. Going back on the attack, Young is right out front. Lindsay's on the puck. Now he's down, and Serban gets it right up into neutralized territory. McSween was right on the play as the long pass was thrown up.
Another player on the bench getting the stone applied to his skate blade. When a player loses an edge or has a burr on the blade, the equipment managers will quickly get on top of that one. Both teams changing lines.
Dopita gets set for the face-off in neutralized territory. Cole. Kuchera.
The Czechs with a 2-minute advantage here as the Americans have received another penalty.
Cole shoots that all the way down the ice. Breeza well out of his net, gives that up to Serban. Serban looking for Dopita. Dopita took it in the skate, headman the puck, and here come the Czechs. Hebert goes down as Kastak goes in. Surson really got the wood on that one. Shot to the side of the net. Surson went the wrong way. Had he gone in front, the pass may have been there.
The Czechs need to get something on the power play. They're down by 2. Doug Waite in the box for hooking. Good opportunity now for the Czechs to really get something going for themselves. Hebert has been tough in the American goal.
Baranek, Rusinski, and Zemlichka step out there for the Czech Republic. Short pass between Rusinski and Holland back on the D, and the Czechs now with a lot of time to set it up. Takel high. Zemlichka. Beers goes after him. Rusinski back to Takel. Rusinski. Baranek is out front. Zemlichka now moves in a position. Back to Takel. Still no shots on goal. Takel from the high slot area lets a shot go and misses the target. Sweeney goes after it, and both players miss it as Mechiar tried to get the stick on it. That bounced away. Rusinski, nice little pass right up the middle. Baranek, Zemlichka pushed off the play, and that gets out of the zone. And number 27, Mechiar, picks it up. Mechiar getting it away from Lilly, and the Czechs right up the middle again. Dolezal had to double back to avoid the offside whistle. Now Dolezal goes up. Good stick handling skills by Dolezal. He's brought down, and the puck is shot all the way down the ice.
Beers got away with one there. The crowd screaming for a penalty on the hook, but Bob Beers put his arms in the air to say, I didn't do it. He got away with it.
Janechki moves up quickly. Big shot right on the target. Hebert closes the pads and makes the save.
Dolezal been out there for a while as the Baranek line took their time getting off on the fly. Kuchera and Janechki eventually got out there. The Czechs needed fresh legs. Only 7 seconds left on Doug Waite's hooking penalty.
Hebert really doesn't mind those as long as he can see them. The face-off as Kuchera pushed that through. Wolanin got a piece of it. Kuchera, the Americans are back at full strength. Holland took the shot. That took a deflection, pushed into the corner, rattled around the boards. Holland tries to fight to keep it in. And we have another whistle on the play as Waite steps out there.
Hebert going for a quick skate. The goalies all have their own little things they like to do to keep themselves into the game and stay loose.
Face off at the other end of the rink. Kuchera will be there. The Americans taking their time to get into the circle. Holland moves up, and Waite is told to get out, as is Kuchera. Scott Young now takes over with Waite going on the wing. And the officials really taking a long time to set this one up. Holland taps it along the boards. Young goes in to try to stop the pass. Dolezal flips it over to the wing. The shot, rebound right in front, and Hebert goes out. And the Czechs almost made something out of nothing there as Beers and Chambers got back.
Mechiyar directing the puck toward the American goal. Hebert forced to hold on, and as you said, Paul, Beers and Chambers back in a hurry to help out. Czechs breaking into American territory. Mechiyar just directing it at the net. Not a bad idea. Beers can't handle the puck, but fortunately Hebert can.
Dolezal losing out to Jani. Kicked along the boards, and the Czechs pop it right back in. Second attempt, Kuchera. Shot is too high off the plexi, bounces down the far side, and Chambers goes for a skate. Dopita goes back, and Chambers comes up to the blue, hitting the red line, just taps it in over the blue, and the Czechs get it out in a hurry. Beers is there for the USA. Nowhere else to go but up on the right side. Jani with Sweeney. Jani moves in a position, was skating away from the puck, and the Czechs come up quickly. The Czechs really have seemed to have lost a bit of spark out there. Another whistle on the play. Sacco was breaking on the left wing. Things were happening for the Americans, but the whistle blew.
Jani feeding the puck through to Beer. Sweeney just a step ahead of him. Players having a chat with each other about the situation. They'll both change lines.
Jani gives a piece of NHL advice to the linesman. Cole against Baranek. Baranek circles deep, lays it off on the red line, and the Czechs, who need something now, come up with Rasinski. Rasinski trying to stick handle through McSween. That doesn't work. He almost got the pass in, and back come the Americans. Burke is dumped. Burke hangs on to the puck and then gets the clearance into the zone for Podine. Podine loses out to Briza, and that's cleared around to the far side of the rink, and Cole goes after his man, and again we see some uncharacteristically bad passes by the Czechs. Baranek and Burke. Burke is pushed into the boards. Bouncing puck in neutralized territory. Cole feeds it forward over to Burke. The shot comes in. Briza makes the save. Podine got a piece of that. No trouble for Briza. Podine muscles as the whistle blows, and we have a penalty on the play. But I was about to say, the Czechs right now are kind of standing around. They're not playing their kind of hockey.
They are standing around, and that's exactly what happens. A holding call is being issued against the Czechs. They're not skating, they're hooking, they're holding, they're grabbing. The American legs are moving, and it's working to their advantage. Podine, Bork, and Cole doing a good job on that shift. They were on their way to the bench for change on the fly, but the Czechs still worked themselves into a penalty. Zemlichka getting called for holding.
The Czechs really came out in the first period with the bit between their teeth, but it's not happening now. Things have slowed down for them. Power play for the USA as that goes into the corner. Back to Chambers. Chambers hammers it off the wall. Waite trying to get it back. Dolezal is all over him. Chambers at the blue line, gets it away from Dolezal. Pumped into Lindsay. Lindsay and Young doing some good stuff behind the line, but that's sent all the way down. Hebert gets the touch.
Once the puck goes along the puck board, sometimes they're so lively that the players have a hard time handling it. They'd rather have the puck put on their stick.
Waite skating into the corner. Young follows up. Chambers elects to go along the blue line. The return pass into the circle to Waite. That comes back to Chambers. And the Americans now with Waite back to Chambers. Time to take the shot. Perhaps one too many passes as Beers gets it back to Chambers. Gets it over, and Waite can't hang on to that. 1 minute on the power play. Young with Lindsay being dumped in front. Lindsay picks himself up. Waite has it back to Chambers. Chambers takes the shot, and that's off the plexi. The bounce comes out. Young couldn't get the handle on that, and we have another face-off on the plate.
Young skated right through the crease. The referee pointing that that's what he did. That's why the whistle blew. The faceoff will come outside of the Czech territory. Big shot by Chambers. You could hear that one all over the place. Off the plexiglass. Young going right behind Briza. The referee very alertly making the call.
Change of personnel for both teams as Dopita gets it back. And the Czechs continue to fight and kill off this penalty. Jani along the boards to Cole. He can't hang on to that, and the Czechs now with a long clearance. Wolanin got a touch, but McSween picks it up deep in his own zone. McSween, the blue, up to the red, up to the blue line. McSween runs into trouble just inside the blue line, and that's flipped all the way down the ice. Wolanin is there for USA.
McSween made that one easy for the Czechs. He skated right up the middle and right into 4 red shirts.
Sweeney with Jani. 4 seconds on the power play. Jani to Sweeney. Cole is with him. 2 guys right out front. Zemlichka comes out of the penalty box, and Briza again loses sight of that puck.
Lucky for him, he just stayed where he was because he did have it. Jani behind the goal. Cole is in front. Sweeney's in front. Sweeney with 1-2 chances. The save was made, so all Briza had to do is stay there. The puck deflected high off him. The second save is there, a piece of it, and it's up onto the netting above the plexiglass. Off Briza, the faceoff will stay in Czech territory.
Chiavaglia now will go in. Lazaro and Lilly. This line has been a good hitting line, a good checking line. And Chiavaglia picked up the last goal. Lazaro with Takel on his back. Takel hits Lazaro into the boards. Lilly goes in too. Beers is along the boards. Beers gets a little poke into the circle, and the Czechs shoot it down the ice. A lot of pressure coming from the USA, but the Czechs are not playing good hockey.
They had a decent first period, didn't get the lucky breaks, but in this period the Americans have really taken it to them. The Czechs haven't looked as sharp as they did against the Finns or the French. But having said that, Hebert put in a great period for the U.S. in the first, and that really seemed to give the Americans a lift.
Chiavaglia trying to kick that back. That comes all the way back to the D, and Neaton along the board. Shot from a sharp angle, and Briza got onto that one. Quickly put in by Lilly, and the Czechs again find themselves deep in their own territory. 3-1 the score. This is live in the second period, and the Americans are beating the Czech Republic. Beers flipped it over to the far side. Chambers gets it up. Lilly runs out of places to go. Rusinski takes a hit. Lilly went high on him. Kuchera put it up. Cole gets back in a hurry for the United States. Dolezal was on his tail, but Cole picks up a burst of speed. Lilly is trailing. Podine's right in front. Oh, that would have been very pretty indeed. A little tip there. Podine was motoring, so was Cole. Lilly was trailing. Poland takes his man out, but Podine rather gets it back to Hill, who tips it along the boards. Puck bounces over to the far side of the rink, and that comes in the near corner. Both teams trying to get a change as the Americans come up to the blue line. Burke against Serban. Serban wins that battle and gets it up to Dopita. 2-on-2 situation. Drop back. More Americans getting in the fray. Kuchera. Richter getting caught up, and the Americans now getting back as Surson circles. Surson getting into scoring position. Loose puck right in front. Kastak is there. Surson is there. Dopita trying to get the shot away. Richter gets back with the stick up, and the Czechs somehow hang on to that puck. A chop sends it over to the near side. Kuchera taps it along and gives it away, but the big center Dopita grabs it right back. Burke stays on him right in front. And Kostak had no steam on the shot. He puts his arms up, shrugs his shoulders as Hebert grabs that. We'll have a change.
Kostak would like to have had another shot at that. The puck came right to him in the slot. He was just unable to control it. That's the best shift that we've seen from the Czech Republic in this period. Kostak, Surson, Dopita really putting some forechecking together against the Americans. A lovely play earlier. Danton Cole with a great touch through to Podine. You could see that one coming all the way. A good save being made by Briza. The action going right back at Hebert. The Americans leaving him stranded for a minute. Dopita with a couple of shots at it. The Americans escape trouble, and the face-off is in U.S. territory.
Boronek and Waits are told to leave the face-off circle. Zemlichka steps in for the Czech Republic. And Scott Young gets it back onto the D. Zemlichka shadows as the Czechs pick up their game ever so slightly out there. Right in front, Rusinski! Rusinski was left all alone. The Americans were headed the other way. And Hebert comes up with a great big save.
Rusinski really couldn't put a handle on it. He was in very tight by the time he got himself together. The puck starting to get away from him. Hebert does a good job, though, of just coming out and smothering the puck with his body.
Wolanin grabs that and gives it to McSween. Boronek goes in, back to Wolanin, and the Americans come out of the zone. Long clearance right up the middle, grabbed by Takel. Midway point in the second period, long shot. Hebert goes up but can't get the arm on it, and it's shot all the way back in. Zemlichka couldn't get that. Young couldn't get it. Waite gets it, puts it up on the wing. Lindsay is there. Big shot. Briza makes the save. And the Czechs now picking up their game again. Coming back through neutral ice territory. Rusinski, his little tip over is tipped in over the line, and Chambers is there. Chambers taps it off the boards. Young getting it up now. Waite hits the blue line. Waite trying to get it back, and Chambers took a heavy hit from Zemlichka. Chambers was dumped. Boronek picks it up and comes back down the ice. Good pass to Zemlichka. Good move by Zemlichka. Whoa, that was a nice one.
Second goal in the net for the Czechs. Zemlichka putting it away. Good end-to-end action once again. The Americans going one way. Chambers getting back into the play as he went close and got hit in the Czech zone. The Czechs reacted by coming down the ice quickly. Beers goes over. Zemlichka puts a nice little sidestep on, drills the shot, and the Czechs are right back in the game. They really haven't done a lot in this period, but they've done enough to pull themselves back within one of the Americans.
Good move on Beers by Zemlichka. Boy, Zemlichka threw the stop on him and the fake, and Beers went right into the corner. Excellent stuff by number 13 to make it 3-2 here in the second period. The Czechs have picked up their game. They're playing back on their heels at the start of this period, and at the end of the first period they started well, and it seems to be up and down hockey. Beers throws that over. Back to Beers. Pass in the middle. Janney gets it on the right wing. Stolen there by Kuchera. Kuchera flips it over to the far side, looking for the give and go. The Americans now, this could be tough. Sweeney's right out front. Oh, and the pass doesn't come. Briza got a stick on it. Good stuff by the goaltender. Sweeney back there, right out front. And Sweeney just couldn't get the stick on it. The Americans now under pressure, coming in on goal. Going to be a penalty on Chambers. Rusinski was dumped in the corner. Sorry, Janecki was dumped into the corner as he broke down. And Chambers will go to the penalty box.
You can see just how shifty the Czech forwards are. Chambers and Beers, two very solid defensemen, found themselves in trouble. Zemlichka had just scored. Chambers and Beers still on the ice. Now it's Janecki who stops, shuffles, goes one way, goes the other. They really can create problems for defensemen. Chambers diving out and putting the trip on Janecki. The Czechs with an important power play now.
Dopita, Kastak, and Sursen go out there for the Czechs as that comes back to Kastak. Kastak puts it all the way back on the blue line. Shot from a sharp angle. Hebert makes the save. Big clearance there by the USA as Serban goes back. Sursen takes it up on the right side, but the pass goes right up the middle. Dopita has Kastak on the far side. Sursen gets it. Sursen. Dopita back to the blue, and the Czechs take their time, throw it around. Kastak is in front. Dopita. Sursen is behind the goal. Serban way back at the blue. The shot comes in, and Kastak was waiting for it on the far side. Serban picks it up. Kuchera breaks up the middle, and now Sursen gets it. Kuchera, the big defenseman, started leading the attack. He didn't have the puck. Hill is back in a hurry, and the Americans get it as far as the blue. Cole is there to get it out.
Finally, the U.S. clear the zone. A couple of fresh legs coming out onto the ice for both teams. The Czechs with a slow build-up.
Voronek skating away from Cole, coming in. The wrist shot goes upstairs. The rebound is there, and Hebert with Rusinski closing down on him smothers that puck.
Guy Hebert not taking any chances. Puck coming off the plexiglass very quickly. The Czechs were coming right at Hebert's goal. Shot by Voronek going past the net very alertly. Hebert turning around and getting the glove out there.
The Voronek line stays out there. Cole tries to drag that back. Takel winds up. Good save by Hebert. Takel goes along and tips it back in to Rusinski. Rusinski back to Takel, back to Rusinski. Rusinski can't control that. It goes along the boards. Beers picks it up. McSween is back there too. And McSween this time hammers it off the boards, but it's not out. And now it's out. Metier are having problems with that. The Czechs bring it right back up the ice. Takel fakes the first shot, tries to put a move on McSween. I think McSween has seen that one before.
Takel trying to take the Americans on by himself. Now the U.S. back at full strength.
Right up the middle. Steal by Lindsay to go in. Waite was right there with Lindsay. These two are explosive. Young now tries to get it in. Breeza goes down, loose puck, and bodies flying everywhere. Big penalty coming up.
Poland really dropping his man in front of the goal. Lindsay and Young trying to create problems. Lindsay on one knee getting up slowly. Poland dropped him. Cross-checking is the call.
Power play for the USA. 3-2 the score. The Americans hanging on to that lead here in the second period. Waite. Janecki. Chambers. Little tap along the boards. Waite gets it back to Chambers. Chambers lets the shot go. Waite picks it up in the corner. Lindsay and Young are in front. Waite has it now. Rink-wide pass. Chambers one-times it. And it drops down for Young. Lindsay is out front. Waite gets it in the corner. Waite, the playmaker out there. Back to Chambers. Chambers' pass was telegraphed. That was intended for Waite, picked up by Janecki. Throws it over. And the Americans getting back with Chambers doing a good job on Dolezal. Janecki muscles in the corner. And the Americans got away with that one.
Janecki with a good play inside his own zone. Almost got a goal on the board for the Czechs with some work from Dolezal.
Lindsay shrugs off a slash by Takel as that goes around the boards. And the Czechs set up the box out there. The Americans all the way back to McSween. McSween having problems with Dopita. 1 minute on the power play, 5 minutes on the period. All the way back to the blue. The one-timer misses the target. And Wolanin wants it back at the blue. The deflection there by Dopita. Got a stick on it. Young. Wolanin, he's got the big shot. Goes for the far corner. The rebound breezes down, and that deflects into the corner. Waite still out there. Comes up with a big hit. Takel picks himself up slowly.
Waite knew it as soon as he did it. He's on his way to the penalty box. The man advantage situation for the U.S. is now gone. Takel turning his back to Waite. Waite getting a piece of him. It's enough to create a penalty as the referee reacted. Some good reflexes by the Czechs. Bryza getting involved. The rebounds were there for the Americans once or twice.
That's a dangerous hit. Very, very dangerous hit. Boarding is the call. Baranek and Jani in neutralized territory. 3-2 scoreline. USA still hanging on to that lead. Baranek loses out to Jani, who gets it all the way back onto the defense, and the Americans drag it down the ice. Baranek chases. Rusinski's out on their own wing. Baranek taken out of the play. Here come the Americans. Jani trails. McSween breaks up front. McSween, backhand pass to Wolanin. Wolanin tees it up, takes the shot. That's blocked. But Jani moves into shooting position, can't get it away. McSween shoots it away from Rusinski, and Mechiar picks it up. The Czechs will have a power play in a couple of seconds. Baranek has the puck, and the Czechs are on the power play. Waits in the penalty box for boarding. Hill tries to get it out. This could be dangerous. Kuchera goes for the short side. Baranek behind the net, watches that bounce out. Baranek tries to lift up. Mechiar couldn't get a handle on that, and the Americans now coming down the ice, ragging the puck. Cole was spun around. 3.5 minutes remaining on the period. Kasnak brings it up. Kuchera is there. Driven out of the zone and down the ice by Sean Hill.
Czechs not able to get it in and control it. The Americans going after them all over the ice.
Long pass up the middle. Kuchera now goes in quickly. Hill clears it out of the zone. Hill having a good shift. Special teams out there for the Americans killing off this penalty as Holen brings it up. Kuchera breaks in the middle, gets the pass. Burke is out there to chop. Kuchera has got speed, slams on the brakes, turns around. Holen is back of the D. Holen picks it up, tries to drive it right through. Sacco got a leg to that. Holen slides it along the hash marks to Dolezal. Back to Holen, over to the far side of the rink. Americans back at full strength. Wade is out there, but the pressure still comes in. Holen got the shot. Beers picks it up. And that goes all the way down the ice. Waits is there. Out front is Podine. Holen clears that from out front of the net. Kuchera just tips it forward. And Hebert picks that up and hangs on.
Surson knocking on the door. Hebert forced to hold it for a face-off. Both teams doing a pretty adequate job of killing penalties off. The Americans are now back at full strength.
3-2 the score. The Americans leading this one. But the Czechs certainly have lifted their game, and they're playing a lot better hockey out there. Hebert has been sharp. Young got it back. Bouncing puck, and that comes over onto the right wing, and the Americans just find the opening with Wolanin clearing it in the zone. The Czechs get it right back out again. All the way back to McSween. Pass up on the right wing. Young tries to get it over. Lindsay can't handle it. The second pass goes up, and Lindsay gets around Kuchera, or Serban rather, but Serban gets back and picks it up. Wolanin with time to shoot, goes for the short side, and breezes there, and the sticks fly.
Wolanin really must practice that shot a lot. He always goes for that short side, and he's never very far off. We've seen him score one time picking the near side of the net. A couple of close calls as Bryza got the pad on that shot from Craig Wolanin.
Waite getting Kuchera from behind. Tip back to Hill. Hill throws that along the boards, and the Czechs now coming up quickly. Rasinski goes out into neutralized territory. Rasinski drops it back. Zemlichka. Baranek is right in front.
Close call again. A couple of players just waiting for the tip.
These three Czechs, Baranek, Zemlichka, and Rasinski, really do perform when they have the space, and sometimes they do it when they don't have the space.
They're very clever guys who just can't be given an inch. Right in front of the net, Baranek just wanted to tip that. Hebert watched the puck come right to him, and the Americans quickly cleared it.
Jani against Baranek. Neaton takes his position over on the far side, and Jani gets set with Baranek. Jani wins the draw, and he's been winning most of those. Sacco starts it up. Neaton drops it back. Zemlichka provides a little pressure on Hill. Neaton is there, running into trouble along the boards. Baranek steals that. And the Czechs with Kuchera now trying to get it out front. The Czechs throwing the puck around. Mechiar mixes it up with Sweeney, but the big line out there for the Czechs, applying lots of pressure in the dying seconds of this second period. Baranek taken out of the play along the boards. Sweeney doing a good job of playing defensive hockey. Mechiar goes for a skate as both teams change on the fly. That hit a skate. Mechiar almost got himself into trouble. Mechiar gets over there, takes a swipe at it, and again we have changes on the fly. The shot from Kuchera trickles away. Another shot comes in. This time Holland got a piece of it. Neither one of them reaching the goaltender. This time it's on the target. And Janecki got a piece of that. Hebert was there to respond accordingly.
The Czechs still trying right up until the buzzer. 40 minutes of hockey have been played. The Czechs are down by a goal, but an excellent period played by both teams. Good end-to-end action.
Well, this is building nicely for a big third and final period.
Sure is. Both teams have got the time to take a rest now and get their notes together as to what they want to do to come up with a victory. The Americans have won 2 in 2 games. The Czechs, a win and a draw, would like to get something on the board here.
We're going to take a break now, but we'll be back with more action from Italy in just a moment, so please stay with us. We have the third and final period coming up. Welcome back to Italy for this, the third and final period of this game between the Czech Republic and the USA. 3-2 the score. The USA leading the Czech Republic. And as we said at the end of the second period, this is building nicely for a big finish. I haven't been that impressed with the way the Czechs have played. I know they're capable of better hockey. They know they're capable of better hockey. They've gone through spells in this game, haven't they? Where they've stood around on their heels and the Americans played hockey, and then they've gone well, thrown the puck around, and they've looked sharp, gone back to standing on their heels.
I don't know, for my money, the Czechs haven't played badly at all. I think that Hebert has had a good game between the pipes for the Americans. I think the U.S. team are a very hard-working outfit. They've got good defense and good offense, and they're smart. They're playing good disciplined hockey. They're staying out of the box, or at least they're not taking any more penalties than the Czechs are. And it's pretty even hockey. It's a game of breaks, and the Americans have had a couple in their favor, a couple of very funny goals going into the Czech net, but Brisa and Hebert are both very quality goaltenders.
Today the Canadians take on the Germans. France go up against the might of Sweden, and Russia play tomorrow, as I'm reading further down the list, against Austria. That should be another big win for the Russians. Boy, are they powerful in this tournament.
They have got a very good team. They're really into these games in Italy like they want the gold medal. The people are starting to pick them for it right now. I'm not totally convinced. I think there are a lot of good teams in this tournament, and it all happens in the second round.
It's all down to getting into the second round, though. But the Americans, the Canadians, the Czechs, the Russians, the Swedes, and the Finns should be there. Face-off now at center ice, and the Americans playing from right to left, rather. Lead this one by 1. Chambers picks it up in his own zone. Pass up on the wing intended for Lindsay. That didn't work. Chambers goes back, flips it up to Lindsay again. This time they connect. Waite has got Young on the far side of the rink. Young right in front of the net. That kept going. Young traps it around, and Waite goes into the corner. Janecki stays on him and comes up with the puck. Loose puck is gathered, and here comes Kuchera. Kuchera waiting for a little support. Drops it back. The backhander coming from Dolezal misses the target. And the Americans getting out of the zone, but that's tapped right back in. The Czechs have to clear the zone to avoid the offside. Beers takes his time as the Czechs change it up. Surson goes up, Dopita is there. Beers hasn't got too many places to go. He shoots it down the ice. Dopita and Surson working on the far side of the rink. Kastak now moves over and grabs it, flips it right up to the blue line. Surson has to go back deep. Pass to Serban, gets it away from Podine. Here come the Czechs now. Kastak winds up, big shot, big save.
Hebert watched that one go right into the catching glove. Kastak letting it go from just inside the blue line. Good burst of speed down the middle by Kastak. Lets it go. The defenseman for the U.S. team doing the right thing, letting Guy Hebert see the puck.
Face-off in U.S. territory as that bounces to McSween. McSween right in front of his own net, gets away from Zemlichka. McSween rockets that to the far side of the rink, and the Americans struggle to get it out of the zone. A chance right in front, one-timer, Baranek, Rusinski, Zemlichka took the shot, and that almost went in the back of the net.
A half-hearted attempt to clear the puck isn't going to work when Baranek, Rusinski, and Zemlichka are on the ice.
Mechiar gets away from Podine. Mechiar runs into Jani. Jani now drops it back into the circle. Bourque doubles back. Bourque with one move. Can't get it across, and this could be dangerous. Bourque puts the hook on. Good recovery by Bourque. That comes out to Mechiar. Mechiar has to wait till his teammates get onside. Flipped into the corner. Zemlichka isn't pushed off the puck. Good move by Zemlichka. Shot. Hebert goes down. Lots of room for Zemlichka to waltz out front and take the shot. Good start by the Czechs as that goes over to the far side. Bourque just leaves it there as Dolezal comes up with it. Dolezal drops it back for Kuchera. Kuchera takes a big chop from Sacco. McSween senses trouble and golfs it all the way down the ice.
It's a smart play by Doug McSween. The Americans need to really get things together. They were looking very unorganized for a while. Bourque finally getting off the ice. Good shift for Zemlichka. He gets one shot away there. Carried on during the shift. Walked around the goal one time. He shrugged Bourque off him like he was a mosquito and kept going right to the goal.
Hebert adjusting his equipment. The officials want the Americans to stay out of the zone. Kuchera gets it back, and Kadlec gets it a tip. Pushed through by Dolezal. Kuchera. Janecki right out front, loose puck, and Sacco gets that on the stick and gives it over to Chambers. Chambers along the left wing now, hits the red line, flips it forward. Sacco. Janecki tips it along the blue line. Dolezal. Shot comes in, and Hebert goes out as Beers picks up the loose puck, gets it away from Kuchera, and just dumps it to the Czech Republic blue line. Kuchera with room to move, goes for the far corner. And the Czechs are skating hard out there. Kuchera loses it, but the Czechs keep it in. The shot goes in. And Kuchera a bit of freedom out front and didn't get the puck. 2-on-1 situation now. Jenny tries the move and almost got away with it. Excellent stuff by Serban. Serban gives it off the shot upstairs by Surson. Surson is spun around. Lilly bounces that into the corner, and the Americans are under pressure at the start of this, the third and final period. Wolanin tries to get it out. A one-timer by Serban right in front of the net. A little tip away. Lilly takes a swipe at it. Serban keeps it in. Lilly picks it up, and here come the Americans. Long shot. Briza hangs onto it, drops it for Dopita. Dopita is tripped by Lilly, and Lilly touches it and gets the penalty.
Lilly is very guilty of trying a little bit too hard sometimes, but on this occasion, you've got to question the call. Lilly was on the move. Okay, so he does run around like the Tasmanian devil. He's got good reason to be upset with this call. His stick was grabbed. The player went for a spill after he grabbed a hold of Lilly's stick, and it's John Lilly that has to sit for 2 minutes.
That was a bad call by the Swiss referee, but he doesn't have the advantage of an instant replay. Hey, we could be referees with this thing, couldn't we? Cole gets that over onto the wing, and the Americans are going to have to kill off a 2-minute penalty. Briza just flips that up and bats it down the ice.
As a referee, you're never going to keep everybody happy all of the time. Only half of the people will ever be happy. And going back to your comment about with instant replay, even we could be referees, I still think I would be very bad at it.
I'd rather have a root canal without Novocaine, I tell you.
That can be arranged.
Metier calling for it on this side. Poland just flips it in deep beyond the red line. The Czechs set it up. Metier, Baranek. Baranek now moves in. Baranek behind the line. Out front is Rzinski. Zemlichka is behind the net. All the way back, Holen. Holen tips it in. That's a bad pass from him. Cole, a nice little pass to Hill. Hill will go for a skate and then flip it in the corner. Holen taps it along behind the net, and the Americans go back on the defensive. Zemlichka unable to control that. That's shot all the way down. Briza slows it down. Metier. Tap up on the left wing. The Americans changing and doing a great job of killing this off. 1 minute on the power play. Lazaro out there working hard on his right wing. Janecki flips that to the far side. Wolanin goes after him back to the blue line. Loose puck in front. Janecki is brought down. Chiavaglia got it out over the zone. Serban. And the Czechs having problems setting it up. Kuchera out over the zone. Janecki goes for a skate. Flips that forward. Kuchera shot. Scores! Big power play goal for the Czechs. The game is tied here in the third period.
The Czechs have had the better of the play in this period. Kuchera, who just doesn't stop working and stays out on the ice forever, as it seems sometimes, gets a goal for himself. A nice feed from Dolezal. Top corner for Kuchera. Hebert not happy with himself. I think he feels he could have had the glove on that. It's easier said than done. You can't fault him. That was a good shot by Kuchera.
Excellent goal by the Czechs as they finally catch the Americans. Neaton back deep for USA. 3-3 the score. All the way down to Briza, and Briza says, I'm going to hang on to that and force a face-off. Too many white shirts around.
Doug Waite cruising right in, trying to hope for a rebound. That wasn't going to happen. Briza saw him coming all the way. The Americans have got to watch out here. Momentum is starting to go in the favor of the Czech Republic, and they are really starting to apply pressure and getting their passing going together.
Dopita against Waite. You can tell from the the positioning of Dopita's stick, which way that puck was going to go. Serban and Kuchera back deep. Kuchera spins around, Waite in the circle, can't get a handle on it, and the Czechs now. 3 players in the neutral zone, pass up on the far side, and Hill goes in hard and mixes it with Surson and comes up with a puck. The Americans with Young coming up. Lindsay is there, Waite is out front, the backhander, not a lot of steam on it. Young goes, or Lindsay rather, goes into the boards. Waite is there, Kastak, Kuchera, all mixing it up along the boards. Young fires that around. Neaton gets it back. Waite goes in and tries to lift it, and he does. Kuchera goes down, and the Americans set it up. A shot coming in from a sharp angle. That's blocked, and the Americans unable to keep it in. Scott Young drops it all the way back. Neaton hits the red line, fires it in, and Serban goes deep. Serban hustled off the puck, but he gets it to Zemlichka, who throws it out. This is nice stuff. Brzezinski takes the shot, and it bounces off the boards and hits the back of the net. Loose puck right in front. Baranek was right there, and here come the Americans back on the attack. Flipped high up by Burke. Burke races into the corner. The Czechs getting back, and Burke lays his body in there. Burke throwing the lumber around and throwing his body around. Surson really took a hit. That goes bouncing back, and Cole tries to get it sorted out. Loose puck is picked up by McSween. McSween now on a roll. McSween takes a shot, goes for the far corner, and just missed. Dolezal picks it up. Both teams changing on the fly. Dolezal returns the favor at the other end of the rink, and goaltenders are ducking and diving as this play is non-stop. Sacco tried to get it forward. That didn't work, and it goes all the way down the ice. The Czechs go back, both teams changing. Dolezal drifts it behind his own goal. Here come the Czechs with Janecki being ridden out of the play. Jani, offside is the play. Jani perhaps waited just a second too long to release that puck and get it over to the right wing.
You can see that one coming just a split second too long. Sweeney wanted the puck, he was on the right side. Jani with one little extra move at the blue line. It was just enough to throw Tim Sweeney ahead of him for the whistle. This game has really opened up. It's wide open hockey. The plexiglass rattling at both ends of the ice.
It's nice to see that the referee from Switzerland is letting the play go. Kadlets. Both teams are going to be a bit dirty, a bit physical at times, and if he lets a game like this go, it really is great for the viewers. Sweeney waiting out front. Chambers wants it. Chambers, the one-timer, and that bounces Sweeney right out front. Can't get the deflection. Chambers pushes it to the far side, and we have an injured player down on the ice from the Czech Republic. Dolezal is up on his knees now.
The play came around from the back of the net. Dolezal's stick laying on the ice quite possibly helped the Czechs out, because the puck took a couple of bounces off that stick. The Americans couldn't put the handle on it in front of the goal. Jani doing some work around the back of the net. Dolezal took a good shot by Sacco. Possibly Sacco owed him one. It could have been due to something happening earlier.
Maybe even a couple of years ago.
You never know.
These guys never forget. Dolezal seems to be all right as he makes his way slowly to the bench, and there's the incident there. Boy, Sacco clocked Dolezal.
Sacco came up very high. He was lucky to get away with one there.
3-3 scoreline. What a game this has turned out to be. Big support in the stands for the Czech Republic. McSweeney shoots it in, and that's cleared out of the zone. The Americans now trying to get something going. Sacco right in front. Score! Sacco, Sweeney. A lot of action around that goal, and the Americans came up quickly to get goal number 4.
The Americans get something going for themselves. Sweeney directs the puck to the goal. Briza has to make the decision as to what he's going to do. It's off the Czech defenseman who's trying to help Breeza, Kastak trying to get back. The puck never makes it to Sacco. The goal is in the net. Tim Sweeney will get credit.
Quick goal right after that incident. And the Americans are back in the lead, 4-3. A long way to go as Rusinski takes it back into his own zone, runs into trouble, but hangs on to that puck. Some great stick handling skills by Rusinski. The Czechs slow it down right to a complete halt out there as Baranek gets away in neutral ice territory. Baranek tried to feed that through, ran into 18 Phil Bourque, and the Americans bring it back up. Neaton shot wide of the target. McSween helped to keep that in. The puck bobbles in the slot area and is eventually picked up by Rusinski. Baranek or Zemlichka rather out there. Zemlichka on the puck. He spun around, a big dive according to the officials, and play continues. Zemlichka goes right over to the referee and has words. Zemlichka puts the hit in, now a chance, backhand shot. Baranek got a piece of that, but so did the goaltender.
Lazaro, Lilly, and Chiavaglia really up against it, trying to contain Baranek, Rusinski, and Zemlichka. The Czechs having a good opportunity for themselves. The Americans caught scrambling. Zemlichka spun around, but really adding a little bit to it himself. No call made on the play. Eaton had the pitchfork in there, but he really didn't do much with it.
That would have been a better penalty to call than the Lilly one. Or was it Sacco? Kadlec lets the shot go.
It was Lilly.
Lindsay can't hang on to that. Kadlec is right there. A loose puck along the boards. Kuchera, backhand clearance, gets it away and all the way down into Czech territory. The Czechs now come back quickly. They trail by one here in the third period. Dolezal breaking. That doesn't work. Delayed offside in effect as Kuchera and Janecki go over the line. The Americans bring it out. Poland will go in. Can't get a stick on that. McSween getting back in a hurry. Pass up on to the stick, and Kuchera goes in. Loose puck right in front. Shot goes in, and Holland came in quickly. Buzzing around that cage, the American goalie shaking his head.
So is Kuchera in the corner. He was nearly suicidal after he missed that opportunity. He was shaking his gloves, his arms. He went into a convulsion in the corner. A couple of excellent moves, and Kuchera was right in on the American goal again.
Greg Janney with another word of wisdom for the officials out there. These guys are taking some abuse.
I don't think they'll have a pizza together after the game.
Chambers brings it out in front of the net. Surson goes to meet him. Pass over to Cole. Back to Bourque. Bourque goes in, throws it into the high slot. And the Czechs come back with Dopita. Dopita hit nicely by Beers, dropped just inside the blue, and he stays down.
Good hit by Bob Beers. Beers, the right defenseman, coming across to the left side to meet Dopita right at the blue line. That hurts.
Looks like he's favoring the leg there. Let's take a look. He goes down quickly and stays down.
There's nothing wrong with the Czech. That was body to body. I think Dopita's
Podine, quick release, and Briza gets to say Podine takes another swipe at that. The Czechs standing around for a moment anyway. Cole goes after Baranek, almost the same thing. Baranek dodged that, lays it off. That was good from the Czechs. Going to have a penalty. Mechiar takes the shot. Zemlichka wants to get this, but Cole touches it first.
Podine is going to go to the box for the U.S. Baranek and Rusinski once again putting on a stick handling clinic. These guys just aren't easy to hit. Slashing is the call going against the Americans. I don't know why Bork's got a problem. Rusinski has played one heck of a hockey game. Chambers this time stepping up at the blue line. Rusinski going over into American territory. Podine putting the two-hander on him.
Players still having words out there as the officials stay between them. Beers likes to mix it up, likes to stir it up. Beers and Chambers go over to the bench, and we get a change of personnel for the Americans. Again, we see a lot of talking and a lot of time being taken between these face-offs. 4-3 the score. The Americans clinging on to that lead, but the Americans know right now that they're going to have some work to kill off the next 2 minutes. Wolanin goes out there. Chiavaglia, Lazaro. Chiavaglia and Lazaro called upon on numerous occasions to kill off these penalties.
They're both very good penalty killers.
Mechiar right up the middle. The Americans will hang on to that and get rid of it when the time is appropriate. They're killing off 2-minute penalty. Podine sitting for slashing. Pass up the middle again. It's not a good one. Rusinski was waiting, and they're really too far apart.
They are very far apart, Paul. It's exactly right. They're going to have to get it together and come out as a unit.
Forwards are almost at the goal before these guys get out of the zone. Baranek slammed on the brakes right at the blue. The Czechs lucky to avoid the offside there. Hill goes in. Big hit there as Wolanin muscled. And we have another whistle on the play as the officials race back yet again to separate these players.
Wolanin and Hill doing some work along the boards, trying to clear the puck out. Chambers and Beers come on the ice now to replace them. Hill being taken out of the play.
Face off in the American corner as that comes back. Tapped in behind the goal. Kuchera's waiting out front. The Czechs now throwing the puck around, moving it around with Janecki to the far side. Holen at the high slot area. Janecki fans on the shot but gets it right back as we approach the 13-minute mark. Less than a minute on the power play. Holen to Janecki. Janecki right beside the net. Hebert was there, so was Kuchera. And the loose puck is gathered at the hash marks and shot down the ice, but the Czechs are getting close.
Got one or two shots at least out of that one. They haven't really put anything together before that. It was all bump and grind along the boards.
Young out there with Lindsay to kill off this penalty. The Czech Republic now bringing it up over the blue, right up to the American blue line. McSween waiting in the corner. Wolanin got it out, but McSween out there to help him. Serban taps it along the boards. Kastak. The Americans are back at full strength. The give and go doesn't work. Kastak was waiting for that. McSween gets it away, but the Czechs somehow hang on to that puck along the boards. Kastak looking to get things going with Surson. Surson fired it across. Wolanin doing a great job of getting rid of things back there, and the Americans trying to get back into the flow of things with Serban. Hitting the red line, flipping it in. Beers is there for USA. Beers taps it up on the wing, and the Americans get it out of the zone. Here comes Burke. Nice little drop pass. Cole backhander. Briza hangs on to it. He had problems with that.
The idea by Danton Cole was right. He backhanded it toward the goal. Podine was coming in hard away from the play. Bort to Cole. Cole throws the backhander across. Podine is right there.
Jani goes into the circle against Kuchera. And the officials saying, come on guys, let's get this one underway. Kuchera looking for the quick break. That didn't work. The shot from the top of the circle was wide of the target, pushed against the boards by Zemlichka. Jani is in there with Sweeney. Mechiar. Mechiar just throws it off to the left, and the Czechs now come up quickly. Kuchera wants the pass in the circle, but that doesn't happen. Working out there is Rosinski. The Czechs are mixing up their lines. Sacco has to jump over bodies, and that comes all the way out to Mechiar. Mechiar taps it forward. Zemlichka, good stick handling skills. One too many moves, and Waite taps it forward to Lindsay. Lindsay coming up. His shot is deflected off a skate. Mechiar is in there, and the Americans hang on to the puck. Scott Young is dumped. Zemlichka flips it to the far side. Holan gets it up on the wing. Kuchera stranded out there on the wrong line. Gets it over to an open wing, and Lindsay brings it back. Lindsay going in. Lindsay has got Waite trailing. Young on the far side. Big chop there by Waite, but that doesn't work, and the Czechs now hitting the red line, blue line with Dolezal. Dolezal from a sharp angle tries to get it out front. McSween stays right with him. One-timer comes in, that's kicked away. Voronek on the far side gets a rough ride. The Americans with Lindsay just casually flipping it out, and we'll have another face-off on the play as the teams change up.
Both teams are changing very quickly, even the defensemen. McSween and Willanen on the ice, off the ice, and Chambers and Beers are right back out there. Up front, the Americans are looking a little bit fresher. A good spell there by Voronek. Some good work being done by Rusinski, but they are starting to double shift. DePita has gone off the ice with an injury, and the Czech forwards are staying out on the ice a little bit too long right now.
Kuchera is now working with the Surson line, so these guys, as you say, Bopes, are double shifting, but they're going to have to make them short shifts. Serban backhander gives it away. Cole traps it in. Burke just fires it in. Loose puck right in front. As Briza went down, he's still tied up. Briza is being manhandled. Podine all over him, and I'm surprised that the Czechs let him get away with that. Cole gets it right out front. Burke is there. Podine took the shot, and Briza is mad. Look at, he's having words with the Swiss referee, who seemed really to be out to lunch on that one. Boy, if I was a goalie, I would be upset with that too.
Bort kept the puck in. Podine was around the front of the goal. It was like basketball out there between Podine and Briza, both of them jumping for the puck. As they wrestled to the ground, Podine molested Briza for a good 5 or 10 seconds, and that was allowed to keep going. In the meantime, there was still a hockey game being played.
But wait a minute, who was molesting who? Briza had his leg over Podine. Their arms were tucked in together. I thought at first it was kind of Podine, but I think maybe it was 50-50 the more I look at it.
You're starting to make this sound like it was a relationship between the two of them now.
No, I don't want to go that far. This is a man's game. Let's keep it that way. Hey, bouncing puck into neutral ice territory. We're going to get letters for that, I know. Long shot. Mechiar flips it in. That goes off the plexi and out of the zone. And the Americans almost came up with goal number 5 as that puck just dribbled right through the crease, and there was no one there to pick it up for at least a couple of seconds. Long pass, big hit. Zemlichka went down and gets up slowly. Tako up on the wing, and the Americans are throwing their weight around here in the final stages of this third period. Shot right on the target from Lindsay. And Briza had to react as once again the players come together and the officials get in there in a hurry.
Waite and Young getting themselves involved. The shot was taken by Lindsay. Briza again under fire, not just from the shots, but from players coming at him.
Wilson always seems to remain cool out there. The shot grabbed and smothered by Briza. And once again, Waite takes abuse, this time from Holland, but Waite is doing what he has to do.
Czechs want 30 seconds to talk it over. Holinka's got the boys all around him on the bench discussing strategy.
This has been a very, very physical game, and I think when it comes to adding up who hurt who, I think the Americans probably hurt the Czechs more than the Czechs hurt the Americans. Whether they win this game or not is a different story, but the physical battle, I think, has gone to the Americans, and it's been clean.
It has been a clean game. Unfortunate the way DePita limped off the ice, but it's part of the hockey. And these teams really have been hitting each other. But as you said, Paul, I think it has favored the Americans. Physically, the Czechs are looking like they're coming off second best.
McSween along the boards. Lindsay, Kadlec, Kuchera. Kuchera has got the moves, gets away from Lindsay, hits the red line. Good move by Kuchera, drops it back. Perhaps he shouldn't have done that. This could be dangerous, a 2-on-1 situation. Lindsay going in. Lindsay takes the shot. He scores! That trickled through the stick and the pads.
Holland left back there on himself. I was just about to say, Yuri Dolezal did a great job getting back into the play. He got right to Lindsay. Lindsay had taken the shot. Briza was unable to come up with it. Dolezal just got to Lindsay when he let it go. Briza wasn't quite set. The Americans have a 2-goal lead. That could just about do it for the U.S.
At the other end of the rink, I think it was that pass by Kuchera that set it up. Kuchera had a chance to shoot, elected to go for a difficult pass, and it didn't work. Icing is the call.
You're down by a goal like that. If you are going to be in a situation where you're unsure of if you're going to shoot or pass, at any cost, at least keep the puck deep in the opponent's end of the ice. Go into the corner with it, do what you got to do, but don't throw it back into the play or use the slots for a Hail Mary pass. You're just going to create problems for yourself. You've got guys caught going forward, and all of a sudden the play goes the other way.
Jani and Baranak step into the circle. Jani again wins the draw. Sweeney finds an opening and puts it up. Two Czechs caught deep, and the Americans happy just to flip it in as Sacco chases Kuchera. Kuchera leaves it up on the wing, and the Czechs coming back quickly now. Rusinski raced in but made a couple of moves right along the blue line. Offside is the call.
He actually put a move on Zemlichka right at the blue line. Zemlichka was just ahead of him. Offsides was indeed called by the linesman. A very close one right at the American blue line.
USA beat France 5-1 and then beat the Norwegians 7-2. So this could be their third victory in a row. Chiavaglia gets it away. Kuchera is back on the ice. This guy seems to be the kingpin out there, playing a lot of hockey back on his line. Dolezal, Kuchera, Kadlec. Kadlec brings it up now. Still with Kadlec. Not a great pass to Kuchera. Offside.
The Czechs might better dump the puck in and get two guys going hard for it rather than trying to get cute right at the blue line. The Americans had 4 white shirts right along the blue line.
Checking line is out there with Chiavaglia, Lazaro, and Lilly. Neaton fires that to the far side. The Americans get it to the red, and Hill shoots it in. Lazaro along the boards. They've had instructions to keep it deep. 1 minute remaining on the game. Janecki got it up. Kuchera is there. Rattled into the corner, and Hill golfs it along the boards. That comes out of the zone, and the Americans with a lot of time to work it on the wing. Lazaro going in goal. Lazaro right in front, and Briza is there to make the save.
Janecki, Kuchera still on the ice for the Czechs. They're tired. They've been out there a long time. Look at this, Lazaro. He's fresh. He's flying out there. The legs are moving. A good play by him. Briza coming up with a nice save. Chiavaglia and Lazaro coming together nicely with that one. Lazaro still dipsy-doodling away from the puck 5 seconds later.
Players still having words out there. Podine and Kuchera want to talk.
It's one way of putting it.
And I think a lot of people watching this game want to see the puck drop.
The Americans with the familiar face of John Lilly sitting in the penalty box once again.
Well, the Czechs are running out of time. Power play goal by Kuchera at the start of the period leveled things up, but then Sweeney and Lindsay came up big.
Holland in there with Lilly. Holland getting the high sticking call.
They've sorted this out now in the face-off in neutralized territory, and that's banged all the way into the Czech corner. Serban, good pass on the left wing. Long shot off the plexi, and Cole picks it up. Still not out as that goes into the corner. The Czechs trying to get it out front. Kadlet's breaking right in. Cole can't get that. Zemlichka puts it out front. The shot, another shot. Rusinski getting a couple of shots. Hebert goes down, and it's still not away. The Americans falling in front of that net, and this time with Serban getting it upstairs, Hebert stands up and picks it off. There were bodies down, so Serban couldn't keep it low, but he put it a bit too high. 5 seconds on the clock. This is an American victory.
Hebert looking like a third baseman there, without a stick in his hand, just stood up, held his ground, and protected the net by getting the glove on the puck.
Time for the face-off, and that's about it. Excellent game and a good result for the USA. They hit hard, they fought hard, they skated hard, and they came up with the goals. 5-3 the score now. Janney loses out, the shot comes in, and that whistles over the net. And there goes the final whistle. 5-3 is the final score, and another victory for the USA.
Well-deserved victory. They fought hard. Hebert with a good game in the net for the U.S. Briza didn't play bad either. A couple of lucky breaks early for the Americans, but it was really good hockey as the game got going.
Well, I have to disagree with you. I think Briza had an off night. He's an excellent goaltender, one of the best in Europe, but he let in that soft goal at the end under the stick, and a couple of times I felt he lost it, but nevertheless the Americans deserved the victory, and Hebert was outstanding for the USA. He came up big on several occasions. You're going to choose your all-stars out there?
My all-stars, as you say, and I'm going with Kuchera for the Czech Republic and Tim Sweeney for the U.S.
There are two Kucheras out there.
Kuchera number 14. I'm not going to pull one of your tricks. You normally get away with that one. I'll say Yuri Kuchera 14, but I do have a feeling Hebert might get it for the Americans.
I was just going to say I would choose Hebert for USA. And, well, I think Surson did well for the Czech Republic. We'll see what happens in a moment. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go with Serban. Forget about Surson. I'm going with Serban. We'll see who comes up as the most valuable players, the men of the match, the all-stars, whatever you want to call them.
Well, I was impressed that you took your mask off for the American national anthem.
The Canadians are playing the Germans today, and the French are taking on the Swedes. So we have more action. If you stay with us all week and all next week, we'll bring you games just about every day. Hopefully we can bring you 2, possibly 3, sometimes even 4 games a day, right up until the final on May the 8th. Whenever we can, we'll bring you live action. And if we can't bring you the games live, we'll pre-record them and show them at a later time. But we are going to try to bring you most of the action from Italy. Zemlichka goes over and picks up his award, so we didn't get that right, did we?
No, we were close. Kuchera wears 14, Zemlichka wears 13. We're only one number out.
Kazech and Zemlichka and Kuchera scored the goals for the Czech Republic. Zemlichka has been flying in this competition, and he deserves all the credit he gets. You got Tim Sweeney. 1 out of 2 is not bad. A good result for the Americans. How do you see the Americans going on in this tournament?
I see them comfortably getting into the second round, obviously now with 3 wins from 3 games. And I think that they're playing good enough hockey to be right there for one of the top 3 spots.
And how would you compare them to the Russian team we saw the other day? The Russians haven't hit any competition yet, but they're looking very good.
Once again, it'll be a very physical contest. Anybody's game.
Final result here, USA 5, the Czech Republic 3.